Good morning, friends. Welcome to week 4. No script this week, so bear with me, but quickly go again, the usual run through. Winners from last week, how I did, who picked up who, predictions for this week. We'll get this done and over with. Good morning, everybody. Again, week 3 was fun. Not for Stevens because he lost. Wait, Stevens, you got CMC, right? Pretty sure. Okay. Still won, but, not good to lose, obviously, the number 1 draft pick for a few weeks. We'll see what happens with him. They didn't put him on IR, so they're hoping it's only going to be 2 or 3 weeks, but especially if they lose a couple games, they're definitely going to want to bring him back. But he is, their team, so happy they won this week because I had them in my Survivor League. Hopefully Buffalo easily wins against Houston this week. I took them with 2 out of my 3 picks. But again, enough of me. Let's get into the matchups. All right. So I went 4-1 last week, and I'm pretty sure I went 3-2 the first 2 weeks. So quick math, that puts me at 10-5. Yeah. All right. It's 3-2. 3-2 would be 6-4. Now I'm at 10-5 overall. That is pretty good. It's pretty good. The only thing I don't like is that I picked, a few closer matchups this past week, and there weren't any. Everyone that won very easily. Average margin of victory this past week. This is the one thing I did number crunching on. Average margin of victory was 32.0 something points. And again, I kind of rounded a little bit, so just call it 32. So, Inglorious Staffords, myself, took down Jess. I scored 131. Thankfully, I made this, well, not that it really would have made a difference, but I made the decision to start Stafford over Dak Prescott. Stafford was my biggest score with 36.5. Jess, got good games out of Justin Herbert and finally got a big game out of Zeke Elliott, but not enough top to bottom. Looks like I don't know if she either listened to me or checked her bench because she finally made the decision to drop Gus Edwards, who won't play this year. So if it was because of me, you're welcome. If it was just because you finally looked at your bench and said, oops, then good job on you. Moving on. Mickey, finally in the win column. Finally in the win column is actually right now listed as number 6 in the rankings for the overall standings for ESPN, not final prediction standings, but finally won by 18.5 or so. Took down Joe. And one thing that I do want to call is I finally said, Josh Allen returns to form. Boom. In my matchup, like I said, Saquon Barkley finally finds the pay dirt, finds the end zone, whatever you want to call it. He did. So 2 for 2 on my, somewhat additional predictions there. Mickey was 137.5. Good win there. Matt, high score of the week, just under 165. Huge games. Mike Williams, 33. And Devontae Adams, 31. James Robinson, again, another one that finally woke up from out of nowhere with 25.5 almost. So great production there from a top 3, getting you, damn near, 86 points or so. Let's see, 64 and 20. Yeah, basically that's almost 90 points. Okay, good math there, Mike, dumbass. Okay, final, not the final matchup, but Steven. Oh, so by the way, Matt won by 60. That was, the biggest outlier of the week. And sadly, this was the second biggest blowout. Stevens finally ended, John's gravy train, is what, he actually titled it himself. So Stevens is now the only 3-0 team remaining, but there are 4 teams at 2-1 right on his tail. And without spoiling anything, I hope there's no more 3-0 teams after this. Doesn't that spoil it? Okay, it's all right. Because first week, 9 views. Second week, 8 views of this. Third week, only 7. So if only 6 of you watch this, or even if it's the same person that watches it twice, that means only half the league is watching it. So who knows? I might not be spoiling anything. Stevens, you won by 35. Your biggest player was your defense. I mean, that if you win and your biggest player is your defense, then that's either good for you because it's huge, or good for you because the team you played against did absolutely nothing. And that both of them were the case, because 23 points is, not bad at all, especially coming from a defense. But John's best player was Austin Eckler, just under 23 points. Russell Wilson, his quarterback, who had been putting up big numbers, only put up 16.6. So a little step down for John. We'll see how he continues on with his season now that his schedule gets a little bit harder. All right, so let me just go back into the standings real quick and see if there's any adjustments to the overall playoff percentages. All right, so as of right now, obviously Stevens is in first with 3-0 record. He's got the second highest playoff percentage with 83. Brian Foley, second place overall, but the highest playoff percentage. Maybe that's based on remaining schedule. So he has a 93% playoff chance. Looks like Rafi, myself, and Mickey are all 72 to 77 range. There's really looks like John's in fifth, but only has a 44% chance. So it really, ESPN thinks it's between the former commish, Joe, and my brother. Again, you guys all know Matt's my brother. Sorry I keep calling him my brother, but that's just me. So it looks like it's between Joe and Matt for that bubble position, according to ESPN. But what the hell does ESPN know? Okay, who picked up who? I have absolutely no idea. That's why I'm going to look at it. So, looks like a bunch of people went in on Chuba Hubbard, and Joe was the winner. I was the second closest. I bid 16 for him. Stevens bid 15. John bid 13. But Joe gets him at $21. Again, that could or should only be for 2 or 3 weeks. We'll see. My backup plan was getting Elijah Mitchell, who I believe John dropped. Again, not remembering everything, but I picked him up for $6. Again, I guess I could have got him for $1 because no one else bid on him. Mickey got a new defense, dropped the Pats D based on who they're playing pretty soon. Actually, this weekend, starting with them. I think they got Tampa Bay, then Houston, and Dallas after that. So, at least two higher scoring offenses, and Houston continues to put points up, but who knows? Matt also picked up a new defense, the Titans D, for $1. Stevens wanted him, but based on the waiver order, couldn't get him for $1, so Matt ended up getting him instead. And Joe, you put in $1 for the Saints D, but you didn't get him because you must have also wanted to drop the Cardinals defense when you dropped them for Chuba Hubbard. John, you also got Cordell Patterson, considering you just spent money last week on Rondale Moore. Let's see, am I right on that? Yeah, you spent $5 last week for Rondale Moore. You actually sent me a trade offer for him, and I told you in the video, which apparently you don't watch, that I wasn't a fan of you spending any money on him because he's a rookie. He had maybe 1 or 2 good games together, so you kind of thought that he was going to possibly be a breakout potential. And again, you dropped him already. So, again, it's fairy dust. $5 isn't going to make or break you. So, I guess good job for dropping him, because maybe you should never have picked him up anyway. But he's there for anybody else if they want him. Okay, that's it. Not, Chuba Hubbard was the only big name out there this week, I believe. And again, with the short benches, there's still, plenty of players out there that are available. I did send a trade offer, but it's 7:30 here right now, so it looks like that trade offer is going to expire. Can't even remember who I sent it to, but again, it's no longer there. Moving on to this week. So, not everyone has taken care of their roster, so I will do this, based on who else is available on people's benches. But start with myself. Again, didn't want to, steal my own thunder, but I think this is the week that everyone's all back in playing level playing field. Stevens, I got you on a good week. T. Higgins is out. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey is out. That's, you know, your number what? Sadly, your number one wide receiver and your number one running back. So if there was a week to play against you and hope that you know, have a bad week, then this would be it. Kyler Murray against the Rams. Hopefully that doesn't turn into a high-scoring game. But for sure, you know, the Cardinals are going to need to throw the ball instead of run the ball against the Rams. So we'll see. We'll see. Murray does scare me a bit, but I'm not, you know, again, overall scared of the rest of your roster. It would be Murray and Gibson that I'm scared about. Maybe Kittle. Yeah, I mean, anyone's. Yeah, Kittle can easily break out. I'm not scared of your defense putting up 23 more points this week against Baltimore. Lamar Jackson will hopefully just run all over him again. And let me also mention your kicker, a 66-yard NFL record game-winning kick off the bottom of the crossbar that bounces up and goes in, like, you know, through. That was awesome. That was great for football. It was good to watch. Only thing is that I wanted Baltimore to lose because, again, in my Survivor League, there were 19 people that took them. So sorry, I'm signed into work right now and I just got a message already. So this is great. Off to a hot start already this morning. Not an email because I don't even have my Outlook up. Just a Microsoft Teams message. So I guess I should probably wrap this up and get to work based on who it came from. Great. So again, I'm picking myself. I'm kind of hoping that, you know, Stafford continues on his hot course. I don't know. I'm like not stuttering, but I can't speak properly this week. Again, hopefully Saquon Barkley continues on, but I'm hoping Miles Sanders also does anything this year. He just continues to not have. He hasn't found the end zone yet. Again, I'm kind of hoping he does, but who knows this week. So again, I'm taking myself, and I'm going to put it down. I'm going to win by 12, even though you're going to correct your roster a little bit. Really only one change to make, but again, I mean, I think I win. Anyone play? I don't know. Who's the Monday night game this week? Is it Raiders and Chargers, I think? Tonight's the freaking ugly game of Cincinnati and Jacksonville, so Cincinnati should win. So, Stevens, if you watch this, you have T. Higgins in your starting lineup. They play in 13 hours. You might want to change him out of your starting lineup. Again, trying to help you out. Who knows if you'll watch this video, but I'm here for you. So, what did I say? Me by 12. I'm not going to give myself a reason for it. I just think I win. Sure, yep. Lock it up, write it down. Matchup number 2. Again, I don't even know what I'm going to do for matchup of the week. I might just choose one based on who they are. And, yeah, we'll see. So, Brian Foley, I have not picked your matchup right at all this year. And since you're in second place and 2-1, I'm going to pick you to win. Because if you lose, that's basically a win for me. Yeah, so Joe picked up Chuba Hubbard. He's got Dalvin Cook, so those two running backs should do pretty well. Brian, you got, you know, Chase Edmonds as your number 2 running back. That's not because Darrell Henderson's on questionable. Who knows if he's going to be full snap count this week. Yeah, I'm still going with Foley. This will be a close one. I probably should have picked this for the matchup of the week, but I think I had Brian last week in the matchup of the week, and he let me down. So, I'm not doing him this week. Still going to pick you to win, though. Let's just go 7.5. 7.5. Sure. Okay. Raffy versus Jay. Number 3 versus number 9 in the current ESPN standings. Again, Raffy, I think, right, you were the one that I said was going to, be a coin flip on who you play each week that could possibly, in your quarterback position, that could possibly make or break your season. Being 2-1, yeah, I just remember I was the one that beat you week 1, but, being 2-1 doesn't look like you've made bad decisions yet. So that's pretty good. You got Kelsey, obviously overall #1 tight end in the league. Going up against the Green Bay connection there of the two Rons. So they got Pittsburgh this week. So again, I'd say that's a good matchup for Raffy, and I'm taking Raffy. Raffy's going to go to 3-1 in my books. Raffy by... who else does Jay have? Sorry if I keep moving my face to be in front of my screen. Honestly, I think this one, Robert Woods could have a huge week against, you got 2 Rams receivers, you got 2 Green Bay players, you got your Rams kicker as well, so half your team is just in 2 games. See, I've got Matt Gay in another league, and my team name is My Kicker is Gay, and that's not meant as harassment, that's a literal team name, because his last name is Gay. Yeah, what did I say? Raffy. I just don't know how by much. Anybody on people's benches that could do anything to switch into? No, not really. Maybe for Jay or something, but no. Raffy by a cool 5.5. Raffy by 5.5. Let's lock it up. Okay. Matt versus Jess, 2 Florida fellows. Fellows? They ain't fellas because Jess is not a fellow, but she's one of the guys, even though she's a gal. Ha! All right. Matt, yeah, again, Matt texted me. Jess, again, if you listen and watch this is something you can text Matt and say F you to, because he did text me saying, enjoy your bye week, based on me playing against you last week. So, Matt, possibly enjoy, I won't say your bye week, but an easier matchup this week than other weeks. Again, you kind of trying to figure out who to play as your tight end, but you don't only have one now, so Jared Cook is your tight end. Running backs, again, James Robinson did a good job last week. We'll see if he continues on that this week against Cincinnati tonight. You got 2 defenses. Obviously, Tennessee, you're going to start them instead of the Steelers at Green Bay. I don't overall love your matchups. I mean, your wide receivers should do good, even though Devontae Adams could get double-teamed. I don't know why he's not double-teamed or triple-teamed every single play. But, Jess, I just don't like your roster that much. A.J. Brown, again, if you watch this, they don't play tonight, but he should not be playing this week. Hasn't practiced at all. Didn't play much at all of last week's game. Yeah, I don't see, Herbert. I could see Herbert having a big game, but I don't see Zeke and Mixon both having big games, which is probably what you'll need. Godwin could easily have a big game, even though the Pats defense has been trying to. Pats defense has not looked bad, bad at all this year, except for that Kamara touchdown in week 2. Last week. But, yeah, I don't know. I see Tom Brady trying to break that record for most passing yards on the first play of the game. Just throw a bomb to Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Scotty Miller, whoever it is. I don't think they're going to wait and try to get a touchdown on it to Gronk just to make it a big FU to Belichick and Kraft. I think he's just going to throw a bomb first play of the game and just say, here it is. I want it. I got it. Welcome home. It's also my birthday on Sunday, so Tom Brady, I thank you for doing that. My wife is now calling me. I am not going to answer it. So Matt, I'm going Matt, and I'm going to go by 15. Matchup of the week. Two good friends. They're 5 and 6 in the rankings right now. Mickey versus John. Mickey doesn't even have a defense in right now. Again, I say this stuff out loud so that people can possibly hear me. His defense plays tonight. So again, he'd also probably want to change that. John, your roster looks pretty well set. Maybe one change to make. Looks like you picked up Melvin Gordon recently after I dropped him. Props to you there. Yeah, I'm going with Mickey here, and that'll get him back to 2-2, and he's going to feel a whole lot better after starting off 0-2. This also has blowout potential, but I will go in the middle and just say Mickey by 11. Yep, Mickey by 11. That's the matchup of the week. Not based on, it being possibly the closest game of the week. I think it might be the blowout of the week, but again, so be it. All right, 20 minutes, not too long this week. Again, good luck, everybody. Again, I want Buffalo to win and Tennessee to win for my Survivor League. Again, Pats are probably going to lose by 20. I don't know how Vegas only has them as like 6.5-point dogs. They should be about 15-point dogs because Tampa Bay is just going to run all over them. Literally not run, but trounce on top of them. But yeah, that's it. Have a good one, folks. Toodles.